Hello again, Vistas. I see most of you are active in the resource development course, and I do hope you're doing well. During this first intro week, you've had the opportunity to meet your classmates and to recap your capacity building role as a VISTA. In Module 1, we'll start laying the foundation for resource development. Getting fundraising efforts off the ground takes careful planning, which involves a combination of your organization's fundraising ethics, planning processes, and some boilerplate communications. So, ready to get started on Module 1? Here we go. Designing fundraising activities with sound ethics in mind can help your organization in several ways. First, when you diversify revenue streams, ethical dilemmas can come into play. Early in the planning and decision-making process, it's important to look at what you're doing through the lens of ethics. Second, since most nonprofits don't sell their services, the generosity of others is needed to keep the doors open. If donors or potential donors perceive a lapse in ethics in an organization, they might withdraw their support. Third, to apply ethics to fundraising, it's important for an organization to be well grounded in who it is and who it is ultimately accountable to, the people that your program serves or benefits. While we'll explore a standard code of ethics for nonprofit fundraising, it's just as important that your fundraising activities align with your organization's missions and values. Getting organized is called development planning, and it's crucial to your organization in terms of its parts and pieces. Development, planning, and ethics are all important for integrated reasons. Development involves not only the staff and volunteers specifically dedicated to fundraising, it also involves board members, communication specialists, volunteer coordinators, and financial administrators. You can make the case that every stakeholder brings fundraising value to an organization. Consider some level of influence by all stakeholders, and you can see how important planning is for keeping all the moving parts working together. Planning is key to an organization's long-term sustainability. Most VISTAs are with their organizations for just a year, but in a single year of service, you can have a big impact. For example, you could prepare the organization to apply for a major grant the following year, which in turn will fund a project starting the year after that. The planning you do now can help your organization build capacity for many years down the road. Ethics and your organization's mission, values, and needs form the foundation of your planning activities. And during a planning process, it's important to set goals that are realistic. You should try to set goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. You'll learn about SMART goals in week 3. Creating communications or messaging about your organization and its clients with logical and emotional appeal can serve multiple fundraising purposes. In particular, we'll look at the case for support, a document that your organization can use as a foundation for communications. Two main goals of messages are to raise awareness and to raise funds. When creating messages that inspire people to act, nonprofits compete with every other advertising entity your potential donors encounter. To get your fundraising messages noticed, it's important to stand out, and it's all right to learn messaging lessons and strategies from the corporate world. When it comes to creating innovative messages and strategies, the sky's the limit, as long as you stay true to your organization's core mission and values, and keep ethics in mind. Brand building is key to effective messages. It's important to distinguish yourself from other organizations that do similar work, while at the same time creating a clear organizational identity. Storytelling is another powerful tool for creating an emotional connection with people who read or view your messages. You can inspire people through storytelling much more easily than through dry, academic-sounding prose. You've already introduced yourself to the Community Kitchen Board and clarified your VISTA role. Now it's time to get started on raising $200,000 for Community Kitchen for the Summer Community Garden Project. In your early work for Community Kitchen over the next couple of weeks, you'll focus on 3 topics: ethics, planning, and communications. The ethics task will test your ability to apply ethical codes and the Community Kitchen mission statement to a number of fundraising scenarios suggested by the Fund Development Committee. Next, members of the Funding Development Committee will ask you questions about the planning process during a development planning meeting. You'll provide the answers based on materials you have read. For a communications task, you'll read an article that describes several best practices for writing a case for support. Using your new knowledge, you'll review a rough draft of the Community Kitchen's case for support, and you'll make suggestions on which sections to keep and which ones to leave out. The Module 1 activities involve mainly reading and quizzes, but don't get used to this pattern. We'll be switching things up to more hands-on development in a couple of weeks. Once you've completed the Module 1 tasks, you'll be well on your way to getting started with fundraising for the Community Kitchen Summer Garden Project. As we move into this module, remember to start early. Please don't wait to the last minute and then get yourself in a bind. On Mondays, I'll send out a recap of the new week's work. On Fridays, I'll post due date reminders in the news forum. Please make sure that you visit the discussion forums for technical issues, to toss around thoughts, share information, and discuss the lessons with your fellow VISTAs. I'll post interesting tidbits now and then, and I hope you do too. And I'll dip into the discussions just to keep conversations going if needed, but I promise I won't be a conversation hog. As always, my phone is on and with me, and I check email many times a day. Please contact me with any questions or concerns, or just to go over lesson information. Until next time, cheerio!